Hi, everybody. Welcome to Three Cups Full.
Come sip with us.
For free-flowing conversations about life.
Love.
And everything in between.
Okay, so for our fourth episode, we are going to talk about love and relationships. Yes, we are going to talk about love, pag-ibig. Ready na ba kayo, girls, to talk about this? Medyo very juicy. We're going to talk about falling in love, staying in love, and even falling out of love. So love and heartbreak. So I think people who are going to be listening to this podcast will definitely relate to us because I think at some point in our lives we have fallen in love or are still currently in love or will fall in love in the future. So yeah. Are you guys ready? All right.
Okay, so walang ready.
Walang sumagot.
Wala.
Walang matapang.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, let's start this episode by taking a trip down memory lane. So let's talk about our first loves and why you think you fell in love with that person in the first place. So alalahanin natin ang ating mga first love. Napakatagal na nun.
Hindi ba dapat binabaon na to sa lima?
Parang hindi maganda ang experience mo sa iyong first love.
Naman. Well, ako, first love ko was back in college. Like yung first talagang real relationship ko was back in college. And bakit nga ba ako na in love?
Yun ang tanong bakit nga ba?
Bakit ba? Hindi, ano ba? I'm sure marami ring makaka-relate na girls. Pero kasi I went through a phase na gusto ko ng bad boys.
Ah. Para mga Robin Padilla, charot.
May clue agad.
Ganon, grabe. Gusto kong kumukuha ng batong ipupukpok sa ulo eh.
Aba, yung mga parang naka-leather jacket ba yan?
Mga ganon eh, mga action star. Hindi, joke lang. Pero yun nga, kasi parang feeling ko, parang sobrang manly eh. Ganon, sobrang manly, sobrang alpha, yung mga ganon. I just felt before na kaya kong i-protect at all costs. Yun. Pero syempre, it's not pure brute naman, di ba? Gusto ka rin syempre yung malambing. And sweet, ganyan. So ganun si first love. Yun nga lang, sa sobrang lambing, pati iba na kinabang.
Oh my God.
Nanlambing din ng iba.
He has so much lambing to give.
Oo nga eh. So ayun. Yun lang.
I see. Actually, parang totoo yan, no? Well, siguro yung ibang girls makaka-relate. Not everyone naman. Pero nung mga bata pa tayo, parang we have this inclination sa mga bad boys just because we felt like pwede natin silang baguhin. Yung parang, I'm gonna be that girl who's gonna change this bad boy and turn him into husband material. Parang ganon. Ako kasi naman, my first love was back when I was in high school. I was 14 years old. Grabe, nung bata.
14.
Pero 14 years old. Kasi I studied in a co-ed school. And my first love was actually my worst enemy when I was in high school. Lagi niya akong inaasar, ganon. Turns out, crush niya pala ako, Char. Ganda.
Yun pala yun. Nagpapapansin.
Oo. Pero nag-succeed naman siya. Kasi napansin ko naman, di ba? So, yun yung mga era na, hindi pa uso yung mga internet. Ang uso pa lang yung mga only text, ganyan. So, yun, text lang, ganyan. And to me before, my first love was very innocent and it was very childish. Kasi, parang, I just wanted to experience what it's like to have a boyfriend. Siguro nagustuhan ko rin siya because he gave me attention that I needed at that time and cute naman siya, 'di ba? Ganyan. Diba ganon? Pero parang wala ka pa namang idea kasi kung ano ba talaga yung gusto mo at that time, especially at a very young age. But again, my first love, as far as I remember, it was very innocent and very childish. Yun. Ikaw, Ian.
Ako naman, my first love from high school transitioning to college. So yeah, we met in high school and then we became a couple when we were in college na. Ang daming clue. Hello, kakabigla.
Very specific.
Kaya nga, edit out. Yeah. So my first wait, kinakabahan talaga ako.
Grabe.
My first love, paano ko ba siya i-describe? Back then, I would say that I was really courageous. Siyempre, at that time, you have less painful experiences. So, you just dive in head first, walang preno. Pag na-in love ka, ganun. And, when you were young, feeling mo, siya na talaga. 'Di ba? Pero hindi. Hindi pala. Ayun. And kung si Mica, meron siyang thing for bad boys or ikaw, Nessie, for cute boys. Ako naman, I have a thing for funny guys. So,
Oh.
nadadali ako sa mga pagpapatawa nila. Kaya ayun.
Oh my gosh.
Napatawa lang ako konti sige. Pwede na siya.
Oh, pwede na.
Wala ka pa masyadong standards. Yun. I would say that it was very passionate yung feelings ko for that person kasi nga first time kong ma-in love, sa kanya umiikot yung mundo mo, sa kanya yung source ng happiness mo. Yun. That's my first love.
That's very brave of you to share.
Sabay irap.
Yeah. Kasi naalala ko yung old self ko.
Gusto mo bang
cringy.
batukan?
Oo, parang gusto kong batukan yung old self ko. Ano bang pinagagawa mo? Ayun. Ay! Okay, so much for for the first love. Okay, wait. Okay, speaking of first love, syempre, iba yung experience natin sa first love and then syempre, nagkaroon tayo ng several relationships. Pero kayo ba, how can you be sure that you are really in love and not just infatuated with someone?
Kasi 'di ba, for me ang infatuation is more of attraction. Parang what you see or what your initial feelings are for the person. Syempre, cute ba siya? Napapatawa ka ba niya? Funny ba siya? Or may bad boy look ba siya? Ganyan. So parang yun yung initial feeling that you have. And is this person giving you butterflies? Is this person making you kilig? Kinikilig ka ba sa kanya? But I think you know that you're in love and you're way past that infatuation stage when you already start seeing yung hindi kagandahang side ng taong to. So you already know yung mga medyo hindi niya kagandahang ugali, naamoy mo na yung utot niya, yung mga gano'n. Kidding aside, di ba? Once you are able to accept the good and as well as the bad parts of that person, I think that's one good indicator to know that you are falling in love with the person, not just infatuated with the person. Kayo, how do you know that you're not just infatuated with the person?
Ako, if you are really committed beyond feelings, kasi there would come a time or like a point in the relationship where yun nga yung sabi mo, Agnes, wala na yung kilig. 'Di ba? You're past that one. Pero you are willing to choose that person over and over again despite na hindi ka na super passionately in love sa kanya, pero mas nangingibabaw yung commitment mo sa kanya. That's how you know that I really love this person. Kasi kahit na hindi na ganun ka-intense yung feelings ko, I know that my love for this person is not based on feelings but based on commitment and the decision to love this person over and over again. So, yun.
Ganda.
Ganda.
Pak na pak yun.
And I thank you. Ikaw.
love, ano ba? Well, like what you said nga, yung infatuation, parang for me, crush-crush lang, happy crush, ganyan, puro kilig. Pero yung love, it was honestly a different definition before tsaka ngayon. Kasi before, feeling ko, in love ako with that person. Kapag siya yung mundo ko, yung pag gusto ko siyang laging kasama. But now, I realized na that's an unhealthy kind of love kasi nakakasakal. So, for me, I know that I am in love with that person if I respect his own personal space and time, when I allow that person to grow and genuinely want what's best for that person, then alam kong in love ako. Tsaka ngayon, parang kahit we're going through a rough patch, breaking up is not an option. Talagang you would really fight for your love.
Ganda rin nun.
Oo nga.
Ay,
Ganda,
naku.
no?
Breaking up is
Grabe,
not
no?
an option.
Yeah, no.
True. Ang galing-galing. Ang fascinating nga talaga ng love.
Kasi wala parang it really brings out the best in you, di ba? When you're in love.
Kitang-kita sa'yo, ma'am, na in love ka.
Yeah. Yes, blooming.
Yes.
Diba? Siguro kasi, I think, I've reached the point na nandito na ako sa ideal relationship ko. Kayo ba? How will you define, or ano ba sa inyo yung ideal relationship?
Gusto ko yung transitioning.
Gusto ko yung segue
Nandito
niya
na ako
doon.
sa ideal relationship ko. Kayo ba? Pasintabi naman, guys. Okay, Agnes, you go first.
So, like what I think is an ideal relationship. I feel like it's quite subjective also. Parang my ideal relationship may not be your ideal relationship or other people's ideal relationship. But to me nga, yun nga, if the relationship is able to make you grow as individuals, and at the same time, if you are able to push each other to be the best versions of yourself. To me, that's what an ideal relationship is all about.
Ako naman, my ideal relationship is where the both of you are flourishing as individuals and supporting each other's endeavors. And the relationship is a safe place for the both of you to be yourselves, and there's a room for mistakes. There's an allowance to be a human. And then ideal relationship for me has a lot of forgiveness, has a lot of communication, that you're able to talk about everything, even the hard things, and that you inspire each other to become the best versions of yourselves. So, yun.
Ako naman,
You, Mick.
parang similar din sa inyo, but just to add to that, an ideal relationship for me, parang is a relationship na hindi ka takot maging vulnerable. Pakita yung weaknesses mo sa partner mo. Kasi your relationship should always be your safe haven eh. Parang it's also a relationship na puno ng trust. Kasi ang hirap to be in a relationship kapag wala kang tiwala sa partner mo. Kasi ang toxic nun, diba? So parang palagi, pag wala kang trust, wala ka ring peace sa heart mo. So, mahirap yung ganun.
Oo, idagdag na rin natin na ang ideal relationship should always have fidelity, di ba?
Oh, yes.
Loyalty. Mahirap, di ba, pag masyadong malambing at naglambing na rin sa iba, according nga kay Mica. Mahirap yan. Kasi that ruins trust di ba? So, isa yan sa mga parang pinaka-reasons why relationships are destroyed when one of you becomes dishonest, one of you breaks the other people's trust. And for some, it's a really deal breaker. Okay, so syempre we've talked about what an ideal relationship is for all of us. But of course, just like every other relationship, it all starts really passionate. It all starts out really happy. Para kang nasa cloud nine. Parang yung partner mo, you put your partner on a pedestal na parang wala siyang gagawing mali and all that. Perfect. Everything is perfect. But we all know that's not true. Siyempre, we go through stages. So the first stage is yung ligawan nyo, and then after that, the honeymoon stage. No, parang everything is just going perfectly. But of course, we also have that post-honeymoon stage. So, with that being said, how do you stay in love post that stage?
How do you stay in love?
Oo, how do you
Oh.
stay in love when it's
Sige,
so
doon na muna
difficult
tayo
to
sa mga in
stay?
a relationship.
Ikaw na yun, Mika.
Ako na ba yun? Oo nga, no? Kasi it's easy to fall in love, pero yung challenge talaga is staying in love eh. Ako, siguro, what I do is I become more mindful of the little things. Kasi, di ba, parang it's the little things that matters talaga eh. Tsaka, siguro, mas nagiging aware ako sa other ways kung paano mag-show yung partner ko ng love. Kasi before, nung nagliligawan pa lang, ng honeymoon stage, palaging may flowers, may chocolates, ganyan, mga simple cards, ganun. Pero parang ngayon, as a married couple, hindi na kasi ganun kami. Pero instead of magtatampo ako na dati binibigyan mo ako lagi ng flowers, ganyan, parang iniisip ko yung other ways kung paano siya nagpapakita ng love sa akin. Like, kunyari, ginagawa niya yung chores na super hate ko, like magtupi ng clothes, ganyan. Ayoko talaga yun. Pero ayaw din niya magtupi ng clothes, pero siya yung gumagawa. Kasi he knows na ayoko talaga yun. Tapos, syempre nandito na rin sa stage na lahat na ng flaws, halos lahat nakita mo na, lahat na ng baho nakita mo na. Pero parang you really have to accept it and embrace it kasi that's part of who your partner is. And it's really important kasi for me staying in love is always a choice and love is a verb. So talagang e-effortan mo siya. I mean, dapat both ways. Na-explain ko ba na maayos?
Ay, ang ganda mo.
Oo.
Ayun,
Love is
yun
a
Ang ganda
lang.
na
verb.
sinabi mo eh.
Yeah, love is a verb.
I agree, no. Staying in love is a choice. It's a decision that you make even after seeing the worst of that person. Also, nakarelate ako dun sa sinabi mo eh, 'di ba? Parang the initial stages of ligawan, falling in love. Lagi ka kasing best foot forward eh, 'di ba? Parang you only show the best version of yourself just because you want to be accepted, you don't want to get rejected. But as you go along deeper into the relationship, of course, you become more comfortable and you feel like your partner can accept you for who you really are. And I guess a good way to stay in a relationship is for you to go beyond yourself. Kasi minsan we just focus on our own needs na parang kunyari ako, niligawan niya ako, binibigyan niya ako lagi ng flowers, binibigyan niya ako lagi ng chocolates. Na ngayon na tumatagal na kami, parang, yun nga, bakit wala na yung dati, binibigyan mo ko ng ganun, hindi mo na ba ako love? Parang ganun. But sabi nga ni Mika, maybe your partner has a different way of showing how much he loves you. He might have a different language of love, 'di ba? And also, you also have to ask yourself if you're also doing the same thing for your partner, 'di ba? Kasi nga at some point, yung initial stages of love or of falling in love is kind of selfish pa. But if you really want to stay in love, you really have to go beyond yourself and really look at your partner and also ask yourself, what does my partner need?
Wow. I'm learning so much from
So
you guys. Feel like I
yes.
have to take down notes eh. Ako, honestly, it's so hard for me to answer this question. Lalo na that, I'm still single. And it's been a long time since I was in a relationship. So, parang medyo nakalimutan ko na nga yata. Pero, I guess, after the post-honeymoon stage, that's the time when everything gets real. Kasi nga, sabi ni Agnes, diba, yung courting stage, yun, parang best foot forward, nipapa-impress ka pa, diba? But when all the kiligs, are gone, and slowly you get to know the other layers, the deeper layers of your partner. Doon na nagkaka-ano na, may ganito palang siyang side. And that's kind of like the time that you think, kaya ka bang i-accept to? Am I here for the long run? But I guess to answer the question, how do you stay in love? Again, it's so hard for me to answer this question kasi wala pa ako dun sa point na talagang nag-thrive yung relationship ko. But I guess friendship is very important. Like, after the
Yeah.
kilig,
Agree, yeah.
after all the honeymoon stage, it's really important that you are friends,
Yes.
that you enjoy each other's company, that you respect each other's individualities. Kasi kapag nafe-feel ng partner mo, he or she has a safe place in you, talagang magfo-flourish yung relationship. Yun.
Ganda
Pero,
Ganda
nun.
naman nun.
easier said than done, pero wala pa ako dun eh.
Para kailangan din namin mag-notes. Pero
Love.
sobrang true yun, no? Parang friendship is one of the foundations of a good relationship. Kasi if pumasok ka lang sa relationship just because ang ganda niya, ang gwapo niya, ang wow yung abs niya, kung yun lang yung reason mo for for entering that relationship, all that will fade in time eh, 'di ba? Pag yung abs niya naging ab na lang, 'di ba? Tumaba siya and all that. Wala eh, pero you can always go back to the friendship eh. So, yeah, that's I totally agree with that.
Wait, I have a follow-up question. So, kunwari, andun na kayo sa point na, post-honeymoon stage na, the true colors are coming out. So, what are the deal breakers for you? Ano yung mga non-negotiables nyo?
Siguro yung pinaka non-negotiable ko. I've said this so many times to my husband as well. The moment he lays his hand on me, that's one of my deal breakers. Because I know a lot of women who have stayed in a relationship kahit na sinasaktan sila, not only emotionally but also physically. To me, once you hurt me physically, you automatically threw your respect for me out the window. And to me, that's gonna happen over and over again. And I cannot be with a person who will hurt me like that. So to me, pag ginawa sa akin yun, ligwak na talaga. Parang wala nang room for forgiveness. Kayo?
Ako, cheating. Whether it's physical or emotional cheating. Ang sakit kasi nun kapag cheating, that means, you find something from the other person that your partner cannot give to you. And sobrang nakaka-hurt yun for me. Na parang, talagang kailangan mo pang pumunta sa ibang tao just to fulfill that need.
Baka
Parang
sobra din sa
nahuli ko kayo
paglalambing.
and
Malambing din to
Yeah.
si boy.
yes. If there's no more respect and there's no more trust in the relationship. And yun din, yung kapag we don't have the same values, na parang nagka-clash talaga yung principles namin in life, the way we see things. Kasi in the long run, I would think like, there's going to be more complicated things eh. Like for example, how are you going to parent your children kung magkaiba kayo ng values, di ba? How are you going to strive for a better marriage kung magkaiba kayo ng values, kung magkaiba kayo ng perspective what is right and what is wrong? Ayun. Hirap.
Medyo mahirap yun i-compromise kasi sa relationship eh.
Mm-mm.
Ako, apart from what you two said, kasi talagang deal breaker din yan for me. Siguro, deal breaker if yung partner ko would disrespect my family. And yung family din niya, yung the way he treats his family, kung hindi rin maganda, parang how else, or will you treat our own family kung yung sarili mong pamilya, yung pinanggalingan mong pamilya, hindi mo nare-respect or parang nakakabastos din on my end kung i-disrespect mo yung family ko. So, ayun, that's also a deal breaker for me.
Mm.
Mm.
Or
Balikan,
actually kapag yung person na yun, parang wala talaga siyang respeto even sa
kahit
mga
kanino.
Actually,
oo, yung parang
respect.
if he doesn't have respect dun sa mga taong that can't do anything for him. Mga ano, even yung mga servers,
Mm-mm.
mga ganun, mga
Nakaka-turn off
security
yun,
guard.
no?
Oo, yung parang
Sobra.
sa'yo ang bait niya pero sa other people ang rude.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm.
Tsaka add ko lang, no, parang to me din, it's also a deal breaker if a person is pushing you to do something bad. Yung parang would make you stray out of your own path. Because
Mm-mm.
I've been in a relationship like that wherein this person would, you know, make me do things na ayoko naman talaga or are against my values. But at that time, because I was so blinded with my own feelings, parang I was just, you know, love ko to eh, di ba? I wanna save this relationship. And I think I was also very immature back then. Wala pa ako masyadong wisdom. I refused to let other people help me rin or get advice from other people. So yun, if the person is trying to push you to do things that you don't want to do or pushing you out of like the good path, then it's also a deal breaker.
Deal breaker for me kapag wala kang ambisyon sa buhay.
Louder.
I mean, it
Yes.
doesn't really have to be like yung super gusto kong maging milyonaryo and everything. Pero yung meron ka man lang direction sa buhay mo. Kasi ang hirap to be with someone na ganun. Kasi parang maraming pwedeng possible na mangyari para maruban yung relationship niyo eh. Kasi parang first of all, pwedeng sobrang maging insecure siya sa'yo kasi ikaw career woman ka and siya walang direksyon. Tapos magiging root cause ng away niyo or pwedeng ikaw naman parang frustrated ka na kasi kahit anong push mo sa kanya, wala naman siyang, di ba, ginagawa. So I guess, hindi pala medyo talagang deal breaker
Deal
yun for
breaker
me.
siya.
Oo.
Oo, ang daming ano, deal breaker and mga red flags. Okay, so speaking of these things, mga red flags. So for you, when is the right time to let go of that relationship? Paano nyo malalaman na okay, it's time to let go of this relationship?
I guess it's time to let go if wala ka ng peace in your heart. And you have so many trust issues na hindi ka na makatulog, ganun, kasi you're full of doubts and worries. So that just means na it's already a toxic relationship and you are already sacrificing your happiness. So I guess it's time to let go of that person.
That's true.
Ako naman, I think it's time to let go. Well, apart from the red flags. Well, I think the red flags contribute
Mhm.
to you letting go of that person. But in totality, it's time to let go when you are bringing out the worst in each other every day na. You know, if you're not growing together, if you are sabotaging each other's lives na, and the relationship is so toxic na wala na kayong nakukuha but negativity out
Mhm.
of each other, then I guess it's time to let go and to just accept the fact that you are not meant to be together.
Grabe yung sabotaging each other.
Well, totoo naman siya, 'di ba? I mean, pag nandun ka na sa phase ng relationship na 'yon, parang well, I'm just basing it from my own experience na well, of course, you try your best to forgive the person or the other person also tries his best to forgive you. Pero dadating ka kasi dun sa point na parang hindi mo na masasalvage yung relationship.
Mhm.
Kasi you're even going against your own values, you're even going against your own nature, na parang tatanungin mo yung sarili mo, hindi naman ako ganito eh. I'm not like
Mm-mm.
this. Why am I being like this? And I don't want to be like this. And out of respect, dun sa natitirang respect and love mo for that person, I also don't want to treat that person like this. So I think
Mm-mm.
habang may natitira pang kahit konting respeto and love for that person, then I guess it's really the best time to let go. Kahit
Mm-mm.
masakit.
Yeah, siya.
Mm.
mm.
Yeah, I agree. Sa
Mm.
akin naman, I think it's time to let go of that relationship. When you feel that you've given your all and when you've done everything to make things work, but then it's still not working.
Mm.
Or like when the relationship is doing more damage than good to you. Katulad nga nung
Mm.
sabi ni Agnes, when your values are being compromised and that you don't like the self that you are becoming in that relationship. Parang nagiging ibang tao ka na, parang nagiging monster ka na, 'di ba?
Nagiging dragonesa ka na.
Dragoness.
Yeah. Mm. Yun, I think
Ay.
that's the time that you let go. You have to respect yourself, 'di ba?
Mm.
And have that decency to walk away from that relationship.
Yes.
Mm. Yun.
Louder.
I will share a situation that I've experienced before. Wow,
Wow.
tapang.
Super brave.
Yes. Um, I have this relationship before where the trust was compromised. I was cheated on several times, even early on in the relationship. But then, you chose to forgive and then you try again, but then it happened over and over again. And then, dumating na sa point na wala na akong trust sa kanya, but I was in denial. To the point that when he's not looking or when he's not around, I will check his phone. That was my turning point na, shocks. I don't like this person that I'm becoming.
Mm.
Na parang, ayoko to, hindi ako to. And I don't want to be like this. Lalo na kung i-continue kong to be in a relationship with him. Hindi ko
Mm.
kaya na ganito. If I can't trust this person, then, I'll just let him go. Yun. So, ganun yung nangyari.
And it's a
Let him
blessing,
go.
'di ba?
Mm.
It's a
Yeah,
blessing.
oo.
Now that you've let him go, then hindi mo na na-experience yun. Yun. Baka may masabi pa ako.
Yeah, if you really don't like the person that you're becoming,
Mm.
at
Mm.
talagang you're going against your own values na just to, quote unquote, make things work, he's not the one for you. He's not the
Mm.
best person for you.
And I think it's also important na the both of you have the same goals and have the same vision in life. Kasi ako naman, ibang situation naman with Ian. Ang hirap kasi when you're at this point in your life and your partner is at this point, na parang ikaw gusto mo nang umarangkada, pero you can't because that person is hindering you from doing so. So ikaw, you try your best to, try to lift the person up. Pero ang nangyayari, yung growth mo na sa stunt and you're not able to achieve what you want to do because you keep on compromising. You even keep on compromising your own goals. And I think that's also a good sign that you have to let go of that relationship. But I do believe na sa isang relationship naman, sabi niyo naman kanina, 'di ba? There should always be a room for forgiveness. There should always be a room for you to understand and accept your partner. But there should also be a fine line na should not be crossed. Kasi once that is crossed, parang wala, you're just going to a path to self-destruction eh. So yun din.
Mm. I guess kasi ang nagiging problema most of the time kung bakit mahirap i-let go. Kasi nanghihinayang
Mm.
ka sa time na you invested on that person or nanghihinayang ka kasi mabait naman kaso lang, 'di ba? So, nakakapanghinayang. Kaya lang, if you always have that kind of mindset and then mas nagsasayang ka ng time eh. Kasi you know for a fact na it's not gonna work and might as well let it go early on kasi ang hirap to be stuck in a relationship na tumagal na ng tumagal and lalo ng pahirap to let go.
Pero alam naman nating lahat how hard it is to let
Mahirap.
go, di ba? Sa ngayon, nasasabi na natin siya kasi na-let go na natin yung mga dapat i-let go. Pero at that time, it was also a real struggle for all of us. Kasi nga, sayang. Sayang naman, I've invested so much. I've invested so much time, energy, and money. Charot.
Gusto ko pati yung money, ha?
Sayang. But you have to love yourself enough to let go of the wrong person. Girls,
Yes.
boys.
Whew! Tagay
Papainom
pa.
ako.
Papainom ka.
Tagay pa. So with that being said, parang ang dami na nating experiences, no? Life experiences, the good, the bad, and all of that. What's the best relationship advice you can give other people?
Okay, I'll go first. I think the advice that I would give to somebody who's listening to us right now is that don't only love much, but love well also. What I mean by that is that learn to love appropriately, not only using your heart, but also use your head. And test your feelings so that your love is sincere and that your love is really true and it's not just infatuation, it's not just a sentimental gush.
Nice. Ganda.
Ako naman, love courageously. I mean, in a way na don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to get hurt because it's really part of being in love. Don't be scared to be the first one to say sorry, even if it's your mistake. Or don't be afraid to be very open and honest with your feelings. Kasi para sa akin, talagang communication plays a huge role in a successful relationship. So yun, love courageously.
Yes. Matapang at tapang at tao si Mica.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Ako, my advice would be to remember this line. I think I've heard it from one of the movies before. Na you should accept the love you think you deserve. 'Di ba? Dapat early on pa lang, you know the kind of love that you deserve. Kasi going into a relationship, minsan we get blinded by a lot of things. We get blinded by our own emotions. And sometimes we forget that. We forget na we deserve this kind of love. And we just accept kung ano yung kayang ibigay sa atin ng partner natin. So, I think if you always consistently or constantly remind yourself na, I deserve to be loved this way. I deserve nothing less than this. Then, alam mo when is the right time to let go of a relationship. Again, if sinasaktan ka ng partner mo, paulit-ulit siya nag-cheat sa'yo, and patuloy ka pa ring accept or forgive ng forgive dun sa mga ginagawa niya, then I think yun yung love na tingin mo na deserve mo lang. So again, what is the kind of love you think you deserve? If you think you deserve the world, then you deserve the world. But if you think you only deserve, let's say, a small portion of that world, then it's all on you kasi hinahayaan mo yung person na yun, na ibigay lang yun para sa'yo. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, that's the best advice.
Yeah.
I guess that's the biggest advice I can give someone who is in a relationship right now. And it's also the same advice that I would give myself, my younger self, kung may pagkakataon ako.
Yeah, it's really important that you know your self-worth before you even enter a relationship. Kasi kung papasok ka sa isang relationship tapos hindi mo alam kung ano yung self-worth mo, there would come to a point na ibe-base mo yung worth mo kung paano ka tinitreat ng partner mo.
True.
Yeah, and then hindi mo din alam kung ano yung mga values mo. So parang hindi mo alam kung ano yung okay sa'yo or hindi okay sa'yo kasi nga hindi mo sinet yung values mo right from the very start.
True.
Totoo yan. Sabi nga nila, di ba, love yourself first, then everything else will fall in the right place.
Wow, so ang gaganda ng mga advice natin, no? But I think those are advice for people who are in a relationship na or parang gusto pa lang pumasok sa relationship. But what about people who are experiencing heartbreaks? Anong advice yung mabibigay nyo?
Ako, I would tell that person that it's gonna get better. This too shall pass. You know, you don't have to force yourself to forget about everything overnight. Let yourself heal and
Mm-mm.
also forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for everything. Wag mong sisihin yung sarili mo for what happened. And I know it's painful. Iiyak mo lang yan. It's gonna get better every day and every day. And just know your worth. And eventually, in God's time, someone will love you the way you deserve to be loved.
Oh, that's so
Mm.
beautiful.
Kasi I needed to hear that before eh. 'Di ba? Parang when you are so broken, when parang everything is falling apart. Wala eh, you don't see the light
Mm-mm.
at the end of the tunnel. Parang everything is just so dark. Parang your world is crumbling down into pieces. And you need to hear that. And minsan,
Mm-mm.
minsan, naririnig mo naman, but you refuse to listen. Yung isa pa yun, idadagdag ka, girl, listen to others. Girl or
Mm-mm.
boy. Hindi lang pala pang girl to. Girls and boys,
Listen to
listen to
others.
others when you're feeling down.
Ako naman, siguro I'll tell that person na it's okay. Allow yourself to feel everything that you're feeling right now because that's what's gonna make you stronger and wiser. And it's also preparing you for your next relationship. And it's gonna be more beautiful kasi that time, you would know your self-worth better and that person give you the love that you deserve. And I know you're feeling crappy right now, but just keep in mind that what happened to you is not a reflection of you in any way. I mean, if he cheated on you, it's not because that you are lacking something, but it's because it's his decision to do that. And it's a reflection of who he is.
Mm.
Yun. So allow yourself, just give yourself time to heal and things will get better.
Ang ganda nga din. Oh, parang na ano, heartbroken bigla. Kahit wala naman.
Parang gusto kong tumagay ulit.
Ako naman, I would say to this person, I know that it feels like as though the pain will never end,
Mm.
but just don't lose hope and really trust that one day you will wake up and you will find the courage to decide to move on. Don't pressure yourself to move on. You know, go
Mm.
through the process because part of the process is you growing. Part of the process is you shredding out your old self. Eventually, you're going to grow into a new person, stronger, better. Ayun, and also just cast it all to God because God can heal you. Not only heal you, not only put the pieces back together, but God can give you a new heart. Mm. Ayun. Just let yourself go through the process. Forgive. Yeah, katulad ng sabi ni Agnes, forgive yourself and forgive your partner. And move on. Mm-mm.
Move on na.
Ayun.
Move on.
Mm-mm.
At saka be thankful. Be thankful kasi it may seem like a negative thing, but just think of it as God saving you from a relationship na hindi para sa'yo.
Mm-mm.
He just saved you from a future miserable relationship. So,
Yeah, that's right.
think of it as a really
Mm-mm.
big blessing. Parang gusto kong kumanta ng Stronger Than Yesterday.
Alam ko, Let It Go ni Elsa.
Pwede rin.
Okay, wow. So, hopefully nga itong mga advice na to makatulong to those people who are going through a heartbreak or like in a position na nagko-contemplate whether to let go of their relationships. So sana insightful naman tong conversations natin for them. Okay, anyway, so it's our cup away time.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, so what are your cup aways from this episode?
Okay, so for my cup away, siguro with the many times I've fallen in love, the only thing I can say is don't fall in love with someone's potential. I mean, yung tipong, sige na nga, parang I choose to be with this person kasi baka naman magbago siya or baka
Mm.
naman siya yung maging ideal guy ko, ganun. Um, siguro in the early stages pa lang, parang you really have to see them for who they are. Kasi eventually, when you dive into that relationship with your fantasy guy or fantasy girl, parang you'll just, and hindi niya na-reach yung, I mean, hindi siya naging ganung person. Parang you'll just end up having a failed relationship.
My cup away from today's episode is that when entering a relationship, you have to, or when loving someone, you have to manage your expectations. Kasi nga, I think we talked more on the negative side of being in a relationship, the heartbreaks, the cheating, the failures. And I guess when we feel all kilig at the beginning of a relationship, we have this fantasy that everything is going to be perfect. But going or diving into the relationship, knowing that it's not the case, that everything is not going to be perfect, will help prepare you mentally and emotionally. So, yeah, manage your expectations. Yun.
Hmm. For me, my cup away from this episode is that when you enter in a relationship, don't think that the other person will complete you. Also, don't make the other person, your partner, be responsible for your own happiness. Kasi your happiness is your responsibility.
Ganda.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. We will talk more about love next time, but thank you so much for joining us today.
Actually, love is such a broad topic that one episode is not enough to actually talk about everything about it. So this episode we've talked more about like the negative side of a relationship or falling in love, like breakups, cheating, red flags, and all. But in our future episode, we will talk about love in a different light. So the good side
The
of
good side.
falling in love. Yes.
So please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
So if you have any questions or if you'd like to share something about today's episode, feel free to comment down below.
All right, so come sip with us
For free flowing conversations about life.
Love.
and everything in between.
Bye. See you
Bye.
next
Bye. See
Saturday.
ya.